Hello everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Destiny video. Today we're going to be taking a look at Gaffi Stick, On the Hunt, and Admiral Ackbar. So we have the Gaffi Stick up right here. Gaffi Stick is a villain weapon, yellow. It costs 2 resources. It also has redeploy. So once the character that it's attached to gets defeated, you can actually move it to a different character as well. Redeploy is pretty cool. So we're going to take a quick look at the die here. Pull this down. It has 2 melee damage at the cost of 1 resource, a +2 melee, 1 disrupt, 1 resource, 1 special, and 1 blank. And the special states remove one of your dice showing melee damage to deal 3 damage to a character. And why that's good is you can basically get, if you roll the special on the Gaffi Stick, you can get use of modified sides on your melee dice. So for example, if you don't have any unmodified sides to use with a modified side, you can use the special on Gaffi Stick to remove the modified die and deal 3 damage to something. The resource cost is pretty good, especially because it has redeploy. So you put it on something and then you can move it off once that character gets defeated. The damage, there's only 2 damage sides. One of them does cost a resource and the other is modified. So you're going to be, this is more like of a support weapon. It's not going to do a lot of damage on its own, but when you roll it in with like other characters, like it says, there are no real restrictions when playing this, so you can throw this on Kylo, you can throw it on Vader. Um, Vader's going to be doing a ton of melee damage, so the +2 side is nice. Also, then, if you roll a bunch of melee damage with Vader, or Kylo, or Dooku, or whoever else you're using, you can also then do the 2 damage for the cost of a resource as well. Like I said, it gets rid of 1 resource with 1 disrupt, it can gain a resource, and it has a special. The cost is, I think, pretty good for only 2 resources, especially because it has redeploy, and then also the special ability gives you ways to use dice that you might not normally get to resolve. Like I was saying, if you don't have any unmodified dice to resolve with um, the +2, you can like the +2 or any other modified melee damage dice. You can use a special on this to remove that die to deal 3 damage. So that's pretty cool. We're going to go ahead and take a look at On the Hunt. So we'll be right back with that card. And here we are with On the Hunt. It's another yellow upgrade. It's an ability upgrade this time. It just costs 1 resource, so it has a very low cost. And the die does quite a few things. So I like that the die has 2 specials. We'll get to those in a second. But this is more of a support, so it doesn't have any unmodified damage. So you're basically going to be throwing this on your either melee or range damage characters. It pairs very well with Jango Fett and General Veers because it gives a +1 range damage and a +1 melee damage. So the die looks like a +1 ranged, a +1 melee, 1 discard, 2 specials, and a blank. And the special is remove all shields from a character. You may then spend 1 resource to remove one of its character or upgrade dice. So after a character rolls out their dice, and you get the special, you can remove all the shields off of that character. And then if you pay an additional resource, you can remove one of the dies off as well. So you wait to see what they roll. If they rolled a lot of modified dice and 1 unmodified dice, you can basically, or 1 unmodified die, you can use the special to remove all the shields and remove the 1 unmodified die, making the other dice that are modified pretty much worthless unless they get like re-rolled or changed somehow. It fits into a lot of different decks because it adds um, more melee damage and more range damage. You can put it in mill decks because it has a 1 discard side, and then again, like I like having the 2 special sides. It also has 1 blank, but the cost to get this out is only 1. So generally, people are going to be running like 2 of this. You can get 2 of these on 1 character. You can split them between different characters. It's a pretty interesting die, especially because you're able to negate shield. It removes all of them. So if you're playing against like a Han deck, this goes well because you can roll the special and remove all the shields that Han gets for using ambush or dies that he's resolved to get shield. But Han's ability lets you get a shield off of the ambush ability, and this gets rid of all the shields. You could also like combine it with other specials. So um, let's say thermal detonator. You can use a special on this to remove all the shield off a character. Maybe do the 1 resource to remove the die, and then you can have Thermal Detonator resolve that and hit everything for 3. And the character that didn't have that had all the shields removed is going to be taking, like 3 damage right to the card, and their shields are going to be gone, so it's not going to be able to prevent that damage. So that is On the Hunt. We'll be right back with Admiral Ackbar. We are back with today's final card and die breakdown. We're looking at Admiral Ackbar. So he's a unique red character. He has 9 hit points. His point value is either 10 or 14 points, depending on if you want to run 1 or 2 of his dice. His die is 1 range damage, 2 focus, 1 discard, 1 resource, another 1 resource, and a blank. And he has an ability. After an opponent plays or discards the last card from their hand, they choose and deal 2 damage to one of their characters. Now, Ackbar is being played primarily in mill decks currently, so he pairs very well with other characters that do mill. Also pairs up well with Luke Skywalker, so you can run Elite Ackbar and 1 Luke Skywalker. I think it comes around to be about 29 points towards your 30-point limit. But he would also pair well with Padme to get access to yellow, and Padme has some very good discard ability. So basically, you make people discard with either Ackbar's discard face on his die, or Padme's discard face, or her special. Well, her special pulls cards from the deck, but you can basically have them discard with either of those characters, and if they discard the last card in their hand, Ackbar's ability is going to go off, causing them to have to take 2 damage to one of their characters. So if you're constantly milling, let's say they have two cards in your hand, and you resolve 2 dice with 1 mill or 1 discard symbol on each for a total of 2, they're going to discard both of their cards, and since they discarded the last card in their hand, they're going to take damage. Also, if they play the last card in their hand, they're going to take damage as well. So that's going to be kind of on them to be like, do I really want to play this card to get this effect, and at the risk of taking 2 damage from Ackbar's ability. So you can also pair him up with, I believe you can run Elite Leia and Ackbar. So I think Leia is 16 and Ackbar is 14 for a total of 30. Like I said, he pairs well with Luke Skywalker. He would pair well with Padme as well. I don't know what Padme's health is, or Padme's point total is. Just take a quick look. So Padme is 14 and Ackbar is 14. So you can run Elite Padme, Elite Ackbar for a total of 28 points. We'll get to Padme's die and card eventually, but he pairs very well with her because Padme has a discard face, and also she has focus, so you can focus into Ackbar's discard, or you can also use Ackbar's focus to change the results on 2 of your other dice. So Ackbar is very versatile. He doesn't do a lot of damage. He only has 1 damage side. But if you're playing with other characters that cause damage or other ways to disrupt the game, such as like milling or turning dice to the disrupt side, Ackbar can be very strong. His health's a little bit low, but if you keep him protected with shields, that shouldn't be an issue. There's plenty of cards in red and also gray that give shields. Something like Dug In. You throw Dug In on Ackbar and throw all the shields on him, or split them between your other characters. But red has some good ways to get shields. You could also do Take Cover, which gives a character a shield. And then you could also just pair him with somebody that generates shields as well. So that's going to be it for today's video. We'll be back tomorrow with 3 more cards and 3 more dice. I believe we'll be looking at Leia Organa, Poe Dameron, and Rebel Trooper tomorrow. Going to be looking at the cards and dice for them. So remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We'll be back with a new video tomorrow, and I want to thank you again for watching. Take care.